Okay, I'd like to welcome all of you to our Kringle community presentation today. And we're going to be talking about our United for Food campaign and how we're going to be cutting people's food bills in half. And that's super exciting. We're gonna be setting up about 1,000 food subsidy centers all over the world in the next 12 months. And we're very excited about that. So before we get started, why don't, Mbe, you go ahead and unmute everyone. Everybody can just say hello. All right, so nice, big, enthusiastic hello from everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, admin.
Hello.
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 Admin. Hello. Admin.
Hello, admin. Hello, Sven.
Hello.
Very good.
Hello. Welcome everybody. Hello, admin.
All right.
Okay, well we've got hundreds of people here in our Zoom presentation today. So we want to welcome all of you. In fact, I'd like to know where you're from. So if you wouldn't mind, if you could put into the chat where you're from, I'll just kind of read off some of the names of the countries. I see Bangladesh, Nigeria, Philippines, Papua New Guinea, London, UK, Kenya, USA, Cameroon, Philippines, Emirates, Ghana, Cameroon, Uganda, Botswana, Philippines, Manipuri, South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Nambia, Bhutan, Philippines, Austria, Canada, Uganda, Bangladesh, India. I think we've covered every time zone here. Ivory Coast. Wow. Thank you all for sharing where you're from. We certainly welcome you from all over the world. That what we have is so exciting. People want to cut their food bill in half. They want that to happen. And so we're going to help make it happen. And let me share with you, what we've been doing before, because we believe in feeding people. Okay. So if you go to our website, Kringle Cash, you'll notice when you go here and you click on Goodwill, okay, you'll see that we have been feeding people like all over the place. Here's an example. I think we spent well over $100,000 feeding people here. These people didn't pay half. They didn't pay for half. This was a Goodwill that our organization has done. We're a humanitarian organization, and we went into all sort of places throughout Africa, and it's all documented here on this page on our website. You don't even need to log in to see this. It's all there. It was on the news. It's all documented. But all these people, they're very poor people, with many of them with disabilities and orphans and all kind of serious circumstances. And it's all documented on this page here, how we fed the poor. Lots and lots of food. I think this food was probably good for 2 or 3 weeks. It could probably sustain these poor folks for a couple of weeks. And we just gave it to them. We just gave them food. We didn't charge them. Didn't cost them anything. This was our way to reach out and help our fellow man. Okay, so you kind of see where they live. They don't exactly live in the Ritz-Carlton, so kind of a tough situation for these people. And yeah, it's lots. This is a very long page. I'm not gonna probably get to the bottom of it, but you can kind of see just piles and piles of food for every area we went into, and all these different people were ones that benefited from it. So yes, we feed people. Okay, that's what we do. And I want to go to Facebook now. And let me take you into a particular page. So there's a lot of pages here. Let's see here. Let's go into this one here. A lot of United for Food pages that are going up, or groups, I should say. but this one's done well. And I want you guys to understand what we intend to do with our food subsidy centers that we're going to be setting up. Like I said, it's our plan to set up like 1,000 of these food subsidy centers all over the world. And, you know, and with products that you normally buy anyway. Okay, the whole point is you're buying stuff at the food subsidy center that you would normally buy anyway. Brands, you know, things that you like to buy and eat anyway. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so we're not talking about stuff that you wouldn't normally buy. We're not talking about that kind of food. Okay, I mean something like this here. Not that big, I guess. Yeah, rewind it. Just imagine a food subsidy center. You can come in, and the best part about it is when you go to pay, you know, that paper money you're walking around with, you're only using 50% of it, right? Because if you look at the price of the food at our food subsidy center and you compare it to the price of the food, you know, anywhere else, you're going to find that it's only going to take about half of your paper money, whatever country you're in, whatever paper money you're using. It's only going to take about half of that paper money to walk out the door with some food. Okay, so that's going to cut your food bill in half. That's very, very exciting. Now, understand, this is a subsidy. In other words, our community, we raise the funds, just like we did for the Goodwill. We raise the funds. And then, and then we use the funds to buy the food, okay? But then we don't sell the food at full price. We're selling the food at basically whatever the market is, half of that for the paper money you're going to use. And so we're going to get into a presentation here to explain why we're doing this and, you know, how it's going to work. So let me go ahead and do that now. Let's go ahead and jump into the presentation here. There we go. Let's go into start from the start. Okay. Welcome Kringle Society. The Kringle Society is a global initiative as a sharing and eleemosynary society founded upon the principle that humanity is capable of lifting itself out of the morass of poverty, disease, lack, limitation, suffering, and ignorance into a new dawn of abundance and prosperity for all. This is what we're all about, okay? This is what our community is all about. So let's take a look at how things are in the world today, because we don't want the world to stay the same. We want it to be a better world, okay? But let's just take a quick look at the world today. When we look around, what we find is the mass majority of people are walking around with this belief in scarcity, okay? And scarcity will bring things like war, crime, poverty. You know, what is the root cause of war, crime, poverty? You think about that for a moment. What is the cause? It really comes down to this. It's the belief in scarcity, okay? Now, scarcity is not real. If you look around the world, it's just full of abundance, okay? You know, we live in a world full of natural abundance, and yet mankind is ensnared in an artificial scarcity. And it's artificial because it is man-made. It's, you know, society has been engineered to carry this belief, and then the behavior follows, and the behavior is war, crime, poverty, and it just spreads, those type of things. And we don't want those things, okay? We're not about those things. So let's take a look at what's really happening in the world here. And it comes down to inequality, okay? So artificial scarcity has led to massive inequality. I believe the video we're about to watch It's dated something like 2013, 2014. So it's not exactly a new video, but it does illustrate this massive inequality.
So I did some research, and this is what I found from reliable sources like the UN. It turns out that while the US is totally out of whack, things are actually way worse for the planet as a whole. Let's start with this graph. A perfectly even distribution of wealth among all living people, with everyone divided into 5 equal groups. Now, let's show how much each group actually has. Shocking, right? 80% of the world's people barely have any wealth. It's hard to even see them on the charts. Meanwhile, the richest 2%, they have more wealth than half of the rest of the world. Let's look at this chart another way. Let's take the whole world's population, all 7 billion of us, and reduce it to just a representative 100 individuals. Here they are, poorest people on the left, richest people on the right. Now let's show how the world's total wealth, roughly $223 trillion, is distributed. The vast majority have practically nothing. Nothing with which to educate their children, nothing with which to pay for basic medicines. While the richest 1%, they've accumulated 43% of our world's wealth. The bottom 80%, meanwhile, and that's 8 out of every 10 people, have just 6% between them. But even this doesn't really show how extreme things have become. The richest 300 people on Earth have the same wealth as the poorest 3 billion. So the number of people it takes to fill a mid-sized commercial aircraft have more wealth than the populations of India, China, the US, and Brazil combined.
Okay, when you watch this video, if you can't see that there's a serious problem here, then you might need to go see a doctor because it's so obvious. There's a serious problem, you know, and if you can't see it, you might not be seeing straight, you know. So let's go ahead and go to our next slide here. All right, so this one is dated, this video is dated like 2016, and this is even more shocking than the last one.
2016 might become a more virtual world. It will also be a more unequal world than ever before. For the first time, the richest 1% of the population will enjoy a greater share of global wealth than the other 99%.
Now, I guarantee you that the majority of people on this planet have no idea that this is going on. Let's put this into clear terms, okay? So what this is saying is that 1% has 99% of all the money, right? So the 1% has 99% of all the money, all the wealth in the world, which means that the 99% are now scrambling to make it on the remaining 1%. So you got 99% of the world population chasing after the money that's left over, which is only 1% of the money. That's all that's left over. Okay. So I don't know about you, but for me, that's completely unfair. Okay. That 1% has 99% of all the money. Shocking. I know. But that's inequality. So this is a massive problem, and yes, we're going to look for a solution, and we believe we have the solution, okay? If we keep trusting the status quo, in other words, the way it is, right? The status quo is the way it is. If we just keep trusting in that, okay, then we will most likely lose all of our freedoms and end up on what they're calling a universal basic income, guaranteeing that all of us will live in poverty while the robots take over all of the jobs. Okay, we already know that the robotic revolution is really gearing up, and it's getting pretty much to the point that almost any job out there could probably be done by a robot. And so what is humanity to do if all the robots take over the jobs? And the people that have all the money, you know, the 1%, they're the ones buying the robots. So this is not good. This is just going to make the inequality even worse than it already is. It's pretty bad. You know, we're scrambling. The 99% are scrambling on just 1% of the money that's available to run the whole world economy. That and you know, it's getting tougher and tougher, and we just see that as the situation gets more difficult, it's cutting into our freedom. We're seeing a rise in tyranny, you know, all over the world, and all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the world that shouldn't be. But it all comes back to this man-made artificial scarcity, and there's definitely a root to it. And you can go on the internet and go down some rabbit holes, and you'll find that there's a root to all this. And I think you'll be amazed at what's really happening. Okay, so let's take a moment and figure out, what is money? A lot of people never think about that. They just think that they just use it, right? They don't think about what is it? What is money? But I think these guys here have clearly explained what is money. And let's see what they have to say.
You owe me $50, but I'll accept that in Bitcoin, Feathercoin, Litecoin, or Kanye West.
LTAT. Good mythical morning.
What is this worth to you, Link?
I'd say $20, Rhett.
And why is that worth to you, $20?
Because it says 20 on it.
And why does that matter to you? Why is it valuable to you?
Because the person I give it to get the thing I want also agrees that it's what I'm getting from them is worth $20.
That's currency. That's currency. Class dismissed. No, okay.
Yeah, actually, I could actually end the video right there at that spot. But they have more to say, but that's it. All currency is an agreement, guys. You know, if we all agree to use seashells from the seashore as a currency to as a medium of exchange, then that would work. And actually, in the past, it has worked. You know, we walk around, you know, with these rocks, you know, we call gold or whatever. That's been used as a medium of exchange. Now we're walking around with paper and plastic, and we're using that as a medium of exchange. So let's continue to see if I can pick up where they left off here.
That's currency. Class dismissed. No, okay. All right. So
I'm a current dude.
You may know that we went off the gold standard at some point in the United States of America, meaning that a dollar does not represent some actual gold somewhere.
Fort Knox.
Now it is just, the government says this is worth $20, okay, and enough people agree and it becomes worth something and other governments agree, you get it. Now, cryptocurrency, you probably heard lots about Bitcoin. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that. You gotta invest in Bitcoin if you wanna get rich, like Harvard. You hear about Harvey? He bought a Bitcoin and now he's a millionaire. That's what I heard back home when I was in North Carolina over Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, Bitcoin's this, Bitcoin's that. And so I'm like, well, what is this stuff? I hear that in the news. It's called cryptocurrency. Now, the key difference between $20, yep,
we forgot that,
and cryptocurrency is the fact that this is backed by a central government. In other words, there's a bank. You can have it, sure. It's fake. It's worth nothing to me because it's not backed up by gold. No, I want that back. There's a central bank, a government-backed bank that has created that money, right? That issues that money.
Yes.
And so the stable thing, like the United States government, says that this is worth a certain thing. But cryptocurrency, it's just like me and you on the side, and we're like, hey, you want to start some money?
Yeah, man, I've been thinking I want to start money.
We can call it Rhett and Link dollars or Rhett and Link coin.
I don't have a printer, so
no, we don't even need that. It can just all be totally digital, man.
Bingo.
We'll call it Rhett and Link coin, and it'll be totally digital. And me and you will decide how many of it's going to be made and what it's worth.
What about just Link coin?
I don't want to do that. Let's make it Rhett and Link coin. We're stronger together, buddy. Stick with me here.
You can be in it.
And then we go out and we say, hey, you guys want to invest in Rhett and Link coin? You want some Rhett and Link coin? And
we call it Link coin for short.
Hey, this guy over here, we convinced this guy over to here to sell his feed for his horses in Rhett and Link coin. He's accepting Rhett and Link coin.
Feed people.
And then all of a sudden, you've got this network of users who've all agreed that Rhett and Link coin is worth something, and then it becomes worth something. Does that make sense? It's basically worth something because people have agreed, in a network, have agreed that it is worth something, but it's just digital.
So serious.
Okay, That's it. That's what it comes down to. If a network of people agree that something is worth something, then that's what it is. You know, that's what it comes down to. And that's really the nature of money in a nutshell. So we have a form of money here. Okay, we have the TBC coin, and then its smaller increments is known as kringles. Okay, so it's kind of like the dollar and cents, and it's TBC and kringles. So, you know, the TBC is on the left side of the decimal, and the kringles are on the right side of the decimal, just like dollars and cents. Okay, it's the same currency, but just what side of the decimal point is it on? All right, so the Kringle Society will restore equality, one human being at a time. This is a key video. It's a little out of date, but it is a key video we're going to watch now. But this is the solution that we're presenting in our United for Food campaign and our food subsidy centers that we're going to set up all over the world. Will definitely tie right into all of this. Okay, so pay close attention.
You are conscious. You are self-aware and capable of higher thinking. You and all of humanity are more valuable than precious gold. A mountain of gold by itself cannot do all the things you can do. You are more valuable as a living man or as a living woman than anything else in this world. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Mankind is the most valuable thing on earth, and you are a part of it. We are inviting you to become part of a currency that recognizes you and your birthright to live in abundance. We are in the final stages of our global distribution of this currency that only goes up in value as each new member joins it. It's the members of our community that bring value to our currency, and we measure that value in grains of gold. We're in the distribution phase of our currency, while we've been building a new economy around it from the ground up over the past 3.5 years.
It's about 5 years right now.
Merchants all over the world accept our currency or partially accept our currency as payment for their goods and services. We want to give you a gift of some of it that is valued over $2,500, which you can use immediately with our participating merchants.
Since we're measuring the value in gold, this is now closer to $3,000. You're getting a gift closer to, it's actually probably a little bit over $3,000 of this currency. So, as a gift. All right.
During the distribution phase, we have two classes of members. You will either hold enough coin to become a billionaire or a millionaire. The creator of this coin has made enough.
This is the key right here. We are now establishing ourselves in the world. That's what we're doing right now. We call this the distribution phase of getting our currency out to the world. So when we get done with the distribution phase, this entire structure will be filled in. Well, at the top of it will be, about 1 million billionaires, and at the bottom here will be about 1 billion millionaires. And this is, we're literally building an economy from the ground up, but we're putting a structure of abundance at the very top, which will allow us to spread abundance to all of humanity.
The creator of this coin has made enough to create 1 million billionaires and 1 billion millionaires to establish an economy based on abundance, which will pull out all of the stops suppressing humanity into a perpetual state of poverty and misery. It's time for humanity to lift itself up. The creator, otherwise known as the admin of this coin, is ready to distribute enough of these coins to you to turn you into a millionaire or billionaire in exchange for you completing some simple tasks.
Now that's a key part right there. We're not asking people to invest into this currency. We're distributing it. In other words, we're allowing people to gain access to this currency, mass quantities of it, enough to turn people into either a millionaire or billionaire, without them actually paying millions and billions to have the currency, because we're in the distribution phase. You can almost think of it like the creator of the currency is like the central bank, and all of these millionaires and billionaires will be like the retail bank, and the coins that are in the wallet of the creator, otherwise known as the admin, the coins there are moving from that wallet, the admin wallet, out to your wallet, the wallets of the people who will be holding these millionaire and billionaire positions, almost like a retail bank works with a central bank, and they call for some currency to be brought into their retail bank from the central bank. They're not paying for it. They're not sending money. You know, they're not paying ahead for it. They just have an agreement to receive some in their vault. And then that puts them in business. Their vault's full of money. Now they can issue loans for houses, cars, and student loans, whatever, because now they have money in the vault that they can lend out. Okay, but that's how distribution works. Okay.
This is on top of the gift we will give you. In other words, you do not have to have millions and billions of dollars to buy into these positions. All you have to do is complete some simple tasks, and you will be rewarded with a mass quantity of these.
That's it. Just complete some very simple tasks, and then you'll end up getting large quantities of these coins, putting you in a position of great influence. Okay.
And you will be rewarded with a mass quantity of these coins. In fact, it will be easy to turn you into a millionaire this week. Wow! Think about that. You could be a millionaire this week. The best part is that we can do this lawfully. We are at peace with all governments around the world, and we are recognized as a private, self-regulated society. Since we don't offer coins on the public market exchanges, we're free from the tethers that governments place on the market-based coins. We are free from the same regulations and tethers that have been used for so long to suppress humanity into a perpetual state of poverty and misery. You can finally be free to live a life of abundance. Isn't that what you always wanted? For more information about this, please read our public notice. So, you may be wondering how much this is going to cost you. Yes, of course, building and maintaining a global currency costs money, right? Everything can't just be for free. There is a monthly admin fee that needs to be paid to make all of this possible.
Let me pause it right there. Actually, we have program fees. We've got 3 different programs. So this, like I said, this video is a little out of date, so I'm trying to update you that we have programs instead of an admin fee.
Common sense will tell you that. So how much is that? The monthly admin fee is only 8 grains of gold, payable digitally. Well, how much is 8 grains of gold in USD, you may be asking? Is it $250? I mean, that would be a good deal if it was, because the gift is worth over $2,500, right? No, it's not $250 a month. By the way, our currency is free from transaction fees and middlemen. 0 transaction fees. Is the admin fee $100? No. How about $50 a month? No again. 8 grains of gold is about $25 today. That's it.
Now today, like I said, this video is out of date. The price of gold has gone up since the making of this video, so it's around 30. It's been at times up to $35, so it's kind of in that range at this point. Is what the 8 grain value is.
Remember, this could turn you into a millionaire within a week, and it may only cost you $25 to make that happen once you complete the tasks required. If you can't manage to take advantage of this offer, don't worry. We have many jobs available where you can earn some of this currency, but these jobs won't pay you enough to become a millionaire so fast. But maybe over the years you can build up to that level. Every economy has workers at the bottom of it, right? The choice is yours. Do what it takes to become a billionaire, a millionaire, or become a worker supporting this economy that will make the world a better place to live in for all of us. Or you can even go away and keep supporting the current financial system that has been responsible for so much misery and perpetual poverty in the world. Make a good choice today.
Okay. Yeah, we are faced with a choice. We can just accept the status quo that, hey, you know, the richest 1%, you know, pretty much have all the money that's in the world. You know, they got 99% of all the money, while the other 99% are scrambling to just, you know, get by on sharing what's left over, which is only 1% of the money that's left over. So you got all of humanity, you got a whole world economy operating on 1% of the existing money in the world. It's crazy. So you could just accept that and just go, okay, that's how it is. Or you could take a serious look at what we're doing here in our restoration plan to bring equality back to the people. In fact, a lot of people refer to our currency as the currency of the people, by the people, and for the people, because that's what it's rooted in. And this is what we use. We use this currency with our existing merchants. We already have the world's largest merchant listing for a currency like this. It's known as a cryptocurrency. And but we are private, so you can't find us on any market, by the way, because that was mentioned in the video, that in order for us to operate privately and not be regulated by government, we can't be on government regulated exchanges. That's just how it works. Okay, so it's not like you know, we give you millions and billions and you can suddenly turn it around and cash that out. Okay, don't expect that, because you didn't pay for it in the first place. You're getting it because you're completing some simple tasks. And as you complete those tasks, then you get rewards that allow you to accumulate large quantities of this currency to bring your status into either millionaire status or billionaire status. Okay. So we have a lot to offer. I'm going to cover a couple of things on what we have to offer. Okay. But I want you to look at this structure. You can kind of notice it's a structure based on the number 10, you know, 1, 10, 100. That's based on, you know, increments of 10. This is basically a leadership and a communication structure is what we have here. Okay. It's how we're going to communicate within our community and the leadership. So at the very top of it is what we call the billionaire zone, and there's actually 1,111,111 billionaire positions. So that's how many billionaires we will create during our distribution phase as we move the coins out of the admin wallet into your wallet. 1,111,111 of you out there are going to be holding enough coin in your wallet that you're a billionaire. Okay. Which is amazing, okay? Now, down here, we have the millionaire zone, and that's actually 1,110,000,000 will fit into that billionaire zone. I mean, that millionaire zone, okay? So this is the top of the structure. We're gonna establish the top of the structure here, the green and the blue, during our distribution phase. Like I said, it's almost like a central bank loading up the vaults of all the retail banks that it serves, you know. So load up all the vaults so you can run an economy, right? If the vaults are empty, you don't have much of an economy, okay? So that's what it's all about, is making sure the distribution is done so that there's enough coin available that people can access it. But instead of it being based on the principle of scarcity, it's based on the principle of abundance. That's why there's so many billionaires and so many millionaires at the top of the structure. This will allow us to then offer high-paying jobs for everyone else, which is that brown area. And this comes into place once we begin what we call the economic phase of our plan to restore equality on Earth for mankind. Okay, so all those people that are working, we want to make sure, regardless if a robot can do their job or not, that they at least get some sort of a job, and it's a high-paying job, not something that holds people down into poverty. Okay, now, right now, and until the positions are filled, right now there is an opportunity at the very top of this structure right here to get on what we're calling a rotator. Okay, and what that's all about is that there's got to be people that have to be in a position to run the economy that we're building. You know, the creator of this currency, it's just one person, and it's impossible for one person to run a global economy. It's impossible. But at the very top here is 111,111. So it's like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, down to the 100,000. All of that adds up to 111,000, 111, and that's what we call the rotator. Okay, so as people are paying the program fee, what will happen once everyone here is once we fill these positions and everybody is trained on what they're to do to run the world, the private world economy that we're creating from the ground up. Okay, so we're building something from the ground up. We're not taking from anything. We're not interfering with the existing traditional economy or any kind of government. We're not interfering with that at all. We're just doing our own thing internally inside of our community through membership. And the people at the very top here, the 111,000, 111 on the rotator, as this structure completes, as all of it gets filled in, they'll be in a position to be collecting $500,000 every month in Bitcoin. Okay. And that's what the benefit is of getting on the rotator. And it's technically Bitcoin Cash. They'll be getting Bitcoin Cash. Okay, it's a little bit different than Bitcoin, but it's basically the same blockchain as Bitcoin. It's just a fork off of it. Okay, but the transaction fees are much less on Bitcoin Cash than they are for Bitcoin. So you're going to get a $500,000 every month. This is something that you should be pretty excited about. The idea that you're getting, that's like $6 million a year. And while these positions are available, I would suggest you do everything you can to capture one of these positions. And it's pretty simple. For now, the only thing that's required is that you pay your program fee for the billionaire position every month. And as long as you do that, and the positions are open, and you grab one, that's all that's really required to have one of those positions. Okay, and then we also like to see out there helping us build up our merchant base and promoting that. Okay, but that's not technically a requirement. That's just the way that we kind of rank that group. Okay, now the second thing that you should be excited about, while the positions are available, they won't be available much longer, is to grab one of these billionaire spots. Okay, because once they're gone, they're gone. And then all that will be left over during our distribution phase will be the millionaire spots, which is, that's great too. But if you have the choice between being a billionaire or a millionaire, obviously a billionaire will certainly give you more options in life than what a millionaire has. Okay. The final thing you should really position yourself for and take advantage is our rapid rewards. Okay. So if you're brand new in our community, you'll notice that there's a timer when you log in. When you log into the website, you'll notice that there's a timer and it's counting down to 0. And you have just that much time. It's like 1 day or 2 days to actually beat the timer before it goes to 0. And your job is very simple to collect this reward. Bring in 2 people for free. Bring in, get the gift in the hand. We're offering a gift to everyone in this distribution phase. Over 1 billion people are going to get a gift valued today at about $3,000 is what the value is today. They're going to get that just for signing up for free. Okay, they sign up for free. You want to get people to get 2 people within that time before the timer hits 0. Okay, let's come back to the rotator. Okay, so this is all about growth. At one point, we're going to have 10 million members. And if you take basically half of what's coming in on that fee, okay, because 1/2 goes to the people that sponsored the person that paid. So half of it goes there. We call that a bounty. Okay, so that's been part of our structure since early on. And the other half comes in to what we call the admin, okay? But ultimately, the admin is going to expand from 1 person to 111,111 people. So there end up being, on this economic structure we're building, there'll be 111,111 administrating over the private global economy that we're building right now. So at some point we'll have 10 million members. We're about halfway there. And then that will continue to grow, where with all the people we're going to be offering jobs and everything too, for the full economy, we're going to be doing a lot of job creation. This is a great benefit to all these countries that are struggling. You know, many countries around the world are just filled to the brim with people who are poor. You know, there's a lot of poverty, and when there's so much poverty, it really impacts, you know, country. You know, you have higher crime, and you have obviously a lot of downside to all that poverty. Okay, so as we bring in high-paying jobs, and we do job creation on a private level, okay, because people will come in and they'll be a part of our community privately. Those high-paying jobs will in turn actually benefit every country in the world, right? On a national level, for every country, because we're bringing in high-paying jobs as a result of what we're building here, because we're building an economic structure from the ground up. So just imagine we mature here with about 4 billion members, okay? And then you take that half and you multiply it out, and it works out to be about $500,000 a month. So that's where it's coming from. So as people pay the program fee, as we get into the billions of members, we kind of expect to reach, you know, billions of members in a very short period of time. From right now going forward, we look at it in a matter of months, not years. We're at the point of very rapid growth at this point. Okay. Now, the only requirement, like I said, to be a part of this rotator is to pay the program fee for the billionaire program. Okay. You can also pay annually. We'll cover that in a moment. But I should say that the reason it's called a rotator is that people pay at different times. You know, some people pay on the first, some people pay on the second, some people pay on the third. But as people complete their payment and they make their payment of the program fee, right? And the highest one is something like I said, around $30 right now, $30, $35 is the highest. That's the 8 grains program fee. So as people pay that fee, it then immediately would go, half of it to the sponsor in the form of what we call a bounty, and the other half then would go to the person on the rotator. And then the next person would pop in, and then the next person that pays, they get it. And then it rotates to the next person, and it would just automatically, the software would automatically divide it up so that, you know, as the payments come in, you know, half goes to the sponsor and half goes to the person on the rotator. So that's what we're establishing. And we're going to be training, once we get this group filled in, we're going to be training all these people what they need to do in their role and what they're going to do with the funding that comes in. That $500,000 is going to be used for, you know, each one is going to be responsible to contribute in a significant way towards, you know, our economy, doing things that would help benefit the entire, you know, what we call TBC economy. Okay. Now, you can't build something this big, you know, and just walk away from it. You know, it's not something you just play with for a month or two and you're done. It doesn't work like that. Okay. I mean, you think about the title millionaire, the title billionaire. These are significant titles. People take those titles very serious from all over the world. And, you know, people are literally going to be, you know, receiving huge quantities of coins valued in the millions and billions, changing their status from whatever to millionaire, billionaire. And it's going to take some time and effort and personal development for that person to actually, you know, mature into the title. Okay. So this isn't something that you want to just come in for a little bit and then go do something else. Okay, these are very serious titles, and that's why we're saying here the millionaire and billionaire programs are a lifetime stewardship. Okay, and it has a monthly cost, and only the serious should commit. So we want people to realize that what we're looking for are people that seriously want to be a millionaire. They seriously want to be a billionaire. They realize there's a cost. They're going to cover. That's just nickels and dimes compared to the value of being a millionaire or billionaire. But they understand that they're going to be making that payment, either monthly or annually, ongoing, like their whole life. Okay, because we're building an economic structure here, and we want it to be supported properly. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about the rewards. We have several activities. In fact, just paying the program fee is considered an activity. Okay, so you can collect a reward for that. Okay, and if you take a look at the current value of our currency, it's worth millions of dollars for just one coin. For one TBC coin, it's worth millions of dollars already. Before you know it, tens of millions of dollars, and just for one coin. Because our currency is based on, as our membership grows, the value of our currency increases. As a member comes in, there's 1 billion coins, and each coin goes up in value by 1 grain of gold. All 1 billion coins go up in value by 1 grain of gold as each new member comes in. Even if they're just a free member, that's still a member within our private community. Okay. So these numbers here, they might look small, but they're actually big. Okay. Like this one right here is worth over $1 million right there. So just as you go out there and pay $30, you're going to be getting $1 million in currency put into your vault, if you will, your wallet, okay, from the admin wallet as a distribution. This one here is a full coin. At this time, right now we're in our getting 10 million. You don't just get 10 million one month, you get 10 million every month for each merchant, okay, until the distribution phase is over, okay? So it's monthly, per month, every month. So if you have 10 merchants the first month and 20 merchants the second month and 30 merchants, you're getting, by the time you get to 30 merchants, you have 30 coins coming to you every single month, okay? Because you brought in 30 merchants. So this is very encouraging for all of our members to go out there and introduce our currency to merchants and bring them into our community and help them get started in at least accepting partially. We have the world's largest merchant listing already for cryptocurrency. It's in the tens of thousands already, and it's soon to be probably in the hundreds of thousands in a short time from now. And as that continues to grow, it makes our currency spendable because we're not cashing out our currency. We use our currency, to buy things. And most of the merchants today during our distribution phase, like I said, we're not in the economic phase. Most of them are accepting like 10%, 20% in our currency, but that's saving those paper dollars that you care about so much. You're not using those. And with our food subsidy centers, what will happen there is 50% will be paid in the paper money from whatever country you're in, and 50% will be paid with our currency, this TBC, the kringles. Okay, so 50% will be paid that way, but you're effectively saving 50% on your paper money. Okay, but you're paying full price, so the cost of the product is the same whether you go into our food subsidy center or you go to the grocery store a mile away from it or 10 miles away from it. Regardless of what place you're going to shop, the price is pretty much the same for the product. But the difference is how you're paying for it. Okay, half of it you're paying paper money, the other half you're paying with this currency, which you didn't purchase, you didn't invest and get it. You just received it as a result of completing some simple tasks. Okay. Now the rapid rewards is very exciting. So if one coin is worth well over 10 million, well 20 of them is 20 times that. Okay. And all you've got to do to get this reward right here is bring in 2 people. And they could be 2 people that just come in for free. That's it. But you have to do it before the timer hits 0. That's why it's called rapid reward. We really want you to encourage you to do that. Okay. The second one here is called the rapid reward 48. That gives you 2 days. That gives you 48 hours to duplicate that. So the 2 people that you brought in, you want to help them to duplicate so that they also get 2 people below them. So there's you brought in 2, and then those 2 each brought in 2. So there's 4 people, you know, that are down there below the 2 that you brought in. And now you're qualified to get the rapid reward for 48, which gives you 50 of these coins. Super valuable, super valuable. Now, the referral, the way that works is you're getting 10 coins, okay? Very special. That's huge. So you're getting 10 coins for every referral. Even if they come in for free, okay, you're getting 10 coins for that, okay? Look how valuable 1 coin is. You're getting 10 of them. We also have trainings and meetings and things like that you can attend, like on a Zoom or something like that. And as you attend those, you'll get rewarded as well. And then if a lot of our members are on social media or they're on YouTube doing broadcasts and things like that, you can collect rewards by submitting those broadcasts onto our website, okay? And also you can collect rewards for doing a transaction. Now this goes for the people that are on the buyer side, if you will, not the seller side. And the receiver will get the reward. The sender is not getting a reward. It's the receiver. It's the one that perhaps someone says, hey, I've got some Bitcoin and I want some TBC. So they do like a $40 exchange. If you look at 10 grains, that's about $40. So they do a $40 exchange. Like here, I'll give you $40 worth of Bitcoin, and you give me $40 worth of TBC. And the person that receives the TBC, they're getting the reward. And again, that could be well over $1 million worth. So imagine you're doing a transaction, and all you contributed to the transaction was $40, but you end up with over $1 million of our currency as a result of the distribution that we're doing. And of course, everyone is entitled to get a gift until we end the distribution phase. So well over 1 billion people will end up getting this gift right here. And like I said, the value of that today is around $3,000, which is a lot. And you could use that, you know, at the Food Subsidy Center. Okay, so back to rapid rewards. This is kind of how it looks. There's you get 2, and each of them get 2. Okay, as long as you help 2 people to get the gift within 24 hours, you'll get the 24-hour reward. And if you help them do the same, you'll get the 48-hour reward. Okay, this is something you definitely want to take advantage of, because those timers, they go fast and they're done, and then you'll never get a chance to do that again. Now, the whole point of building something globally is mass adoption, okay? In order for our currency to succeed at restoring equality on planet Earth for mankind, you know, we need it to be widely accepted everywhere, okay? Which means we need to have at least 1 billion people that know and use our currency the right way, okay? In order for us to get there, we have to grow. And frankly, this rapid reward system that I've been showing you, it leads right up to it. We could technically, on paper, it would only take 1 month to reach mass adoption. There's you bring in 2. Those 2 each bring in 2, that's 4. Those 4 each bring in 2, that's 8, and so on. And if this happened on a daily basis, because the timer is based on a 24-hour basis, right? 24 hours and 48 hours. If you go down to 31 days, that's over 1 billion people coming in on the last day of the month. So on paper, this works great, and we could be at mass adoption and widely accepted all over the world by the people. in a matter of just 1 month, guys. It could happen that fast. But if it takes longer than that, that's okay. If it takes a few more months, that's fine. We're ready for fast growth right now. I mean, we're certainly ready for this to happen right now. But we just want to encourage everybody that's new to take full advantage of Rapid Rewards. So how do you invite people? You know, if you want to succeed at Rapid Rewards, how do you invite people? Super simple. Text message, okay? There's people that know you, they love you, they care about you, and you care about them. Those people in your life, I figure most people have at least 10 people like that, friends and family, mom and dad, brother and sister, you know, your best friend, that kind of thing. You know, send the following text message, very simple. I have a gift for you, time is short, call me. Okay, now if you send that message to the people that care about you, they're going to call. Yeah, if most people have 10 people like that in their life, they're going to call. And then basically say, look, I'm on a timer right now. I want to give you a gift before the timer runs out. It's some digital money. Okay, is that okay? Can I give you some digital money as a gift? Because I'm on a timer and I got to find a couple of people to do that because I get a really big reward if I do it. And they'll be like, okay, sure, why not? Right? That's all you got to say to your closest friends and family to get them in. Okay? That's it. Very simple. Getting Rapid Rewards is that simple. This poster is out of date because I think the current number is around $8 million now. So this says 6 million. But it says over 6 million paid out in Bitcoin bounties so far. It's actually over 8 million has been paid out in Bitcoin bounties so far. And if you take a look at this, this is just right about the time that Bitcoin made a new high. For the longest time, the high was around $20,000. And then it's been a few years. And then now, recently, it went over that high. And now it's much more than that. It's like triple, quadruple that now. And it's going to continue probably to go up quite a bit. We expect it to actually head all the way to $1 million per Bitcoin. And so we actually use Bitcoin to fund everything that we're doing. Okay, so the thing about Bitcoin is that, yes, you can cash out Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the value of Bitcoin is that it's very liquid. And it's globally accepted and it's established, and you know we use it to pay the bills. We also use it to buy the food. So the food that we're going to buy to fill up these food subsidy centers, you know, upwards to like 80% of the funding that comes in as people bank their program fee, up to 80% of that is going to be used to buy food, to load up these food subsidy centers, allowing you and I to go in there and shop at 50%, right? And cut our food bill in half. Okay, so you know, getting these Bitcoin bounties is very, very valuable. And anytime you're the sponsor and you bring someone in and they're your referral, you get half of their payment every month for the rest of your life, for the rest of their life, for the rest of your life, as long as they keep paying every month. Like I said, this is a lifetime commitment. And so as people continue to pay every month or they pay annually, you get half of that. Okay, you get half of that. That's your bounty for the achievement of you know, helping us to grow our community. So that's how that works. So yeah, this is now about 8 million today. So collect Bitcoin bounties within 15 minutes. You might ask, well, how fast do I get paid? Hey, you work today, get paid today. Okay, that's how fast, because you go into you log into the website and you're in what we call the back office. You click on a button after you've earned it, you can withdraw it, and it goes right from the back office straight into your Bitcoin wallet. And within, you know, that happens within 15 minutes, and then it takes Bitcoin usually half hour to an hour to confirm that the coin was sent, and you got it. That's how fast you get paid. You can get paid multiple times a day if you want. You can get paid as often as you click on that button, you can get paid because everything is completely automated. So you don't have to wait for a week or wait for a month. It happens. I mean, there's so many people that they're on these jobs and whatnot. They pay weekly or they pay monthly, and they're constantly waiting for the next payday to come because they're out of money. Well, Bitcoin Bounty is a great way to fill in the gap because work today, get paid today. So everyone in the world should be trying to get, earn some of these Bitcoin bounties. It's very easy to do. You just share the gift, and you're going to get Bitcoin bounties as you bring people in because of the gift. And then you can collect that and use it and use it to pay your bills. Okay. Now let's talk about the annual payment. The best part about the annual payment is that you're not going to pay as much. Okay, you're going to pay less. Okay, in fact, you'll probably save about $50 if on the billionaire program, and you on the millionaire program. The billionaire program is 8 grains, the millionaire program is 4 grains, and the starter program is 2 grains. Okay, those are our programs, and you're going to save $50 on the billionaire program, about $23 on the millionaire program, and about $12 a year on the starter program. And that's great. Most people are coming in for the billionaire program because those are the spots that are very valuable. Now, it's like people are paying something like about $300 for a year. Okay, if you do the math, it's about $300 for a year with the discount. And then after that, they're in a position as they help other people make that annual payment, they're going to earn in Bitcoin Bounty like $175. So you pay one time in a year. You pay one time $300, and then everybody that you bring in, let's say you bring in 100 people in the course of a year, each one of them you're going to get $175. So times 100, that'd be $17,500, right? That's a significant bump for most people in cash flow for them. If that's just 100 people, but frankly, it's so easy to do this. You could end up bringing in 1,000 people in a year. Now, if you get $175 on 1,000 people, okay, that would be $175,000 is what you would earn, okay, by just promoting the annual payment, and wow, that's huge money, and your whole cost on that was only $300, right? You just paid it once a year. And then it's residual. So then every year, if you brought in 1,000 people, every year after that, you're going to get $175,000 a year every single year for the rest of your life. Okay, by bringing in 1,000 people, by helping us to grow really fast, and you went out there more aggressive than others and brought in 1,000 people. That's what you could be, receiving on an annual basis for the rest of your life. Super exciting, guys. Super exciting. Okay, Bitcoin bounties are wonderful. So let's come back to United for Food. Okay, we want to set up about 1,000 of these food subsidy centers all over the world over the course of the next 12 months. Okay, and before you know it, we'll have one. And by the time you're watching this video, there might already be 1 or 2 or 3 set up already. Because this video will be out there, I'm sure, for a while, being used as a tool. So imagine that, okay? People can go into these places all over the world, and they're literally cutting their food bill in half. How big of a benefit is that to humanity, okay? And we're willing to take most of what's coming in on these program fees to buy food, making all this possible. Because we're not selling the food at a profit. The whole meaning of the word subsidy means, it's sold at a negative profit. In other words, we're not earning anything. We're not expecting to get paid more than what we pay. We're actually going to be, as far as like the traditional currencies, the paper currencies out there. Sorry about that. Just watching the price of Bitcoin there. Can we come back into the presentation? Okay, and back here. All right, so there's nobody in the world that wouldn't want to cut their food bill in half, and it's all possible because we have come together as a community, and we use the fees that we're using to run our community. We're taking a large portion of those fees to buy food for either Goodwill or for this, so that, you know, even our members can then enjoy the benefit of cutting their food bill in half. By the way, this currently is a billionaire benefit, so you got to be in the billionaire program to take advantage of this particular benefit, the United for Food Food Subsidy Center. For, you know, so just keep that in mind, that you want to be in one of those billionaire spots anyway. But before we'll establish one in your town, we need to have at least 1,000 people that are paying that 8 grains every single month. So once we have 1,000 people in a town that are doing that, we will then quickly establish a food subsidy center inside that town, load it up with food, and then allow those of you that are, you know, paying that 8 grains to come in and save. You know, some of you, it might save you, you know, 10 times what you're paying for the fee. You know, if you paid $30, it might end up saving you, you know, $300 a month. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you're cutting your food bill in half. So it just kind of depends on where you live and how much you spend on food, of course. That's a huge benefit. So at this point, we would normally then be interactive and then, you know, allow people to ask questions. But actually, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to end it here on this slide here. It's time to for questions and answers. So Mbe, you can go ahead and end the recording now. Thank you.